Hey everybody, it's me, Zach, and welcome back to my channel. Hey everybody, it's me, Zach. Hi, hello. How are you doing? I am back again with more Amberlynn Reid content. Now, I do know a lot of people ask me to give my thoughts about like Nikocado and stuff like that, because if you didn't know, this past weekend, Nikocado, came back to the internet and he had lost a bunch of weight and he was doing it in secret, apparently, for a long time. And, I'm not saying that video won't come or can't come, but I just wanted... Can't come? Won't come? Oh, no. But I just really wanted to get my thoughts together about it before I did, and I haven't even had time to watch those actual videos yet, like the videos he posted. I think he's also posted a video with Hungry Fat Chick, or, well, she's posted a video with him on her channel, and so there's a lot of stuff that I want to watch through and really gather and collect my thoughts, because my initial thoughts, I feel like, well, I don't know if they're unpopular or not, but my initial thoughts are okay, great, you lost weight, but you still did a whole bunch of shitty stuff on the internet, and as far as I know, unless he says something in these videos that I don't know about, I'm not sure you've really changed as a person, but I do want to be able to watch everything first to see if that holds true, if my thoughts change, whoever, whatever. So I'm gonna need to do all of that at a minimum before I comment on it, but I know a lot of people are asking, so I did want to mention something here. But anyways, Amberlynn has a new 8-minute and 17-second long video called Let's Talk About My Weight Gain. And from the thumbnail, she's just standing in front of that bookshelf in her living room. So I'm anticipating that this is nothing more than a Q&A. And in fact, on Instagram, I think on September 6th, she posted a little question box thing for people to ask questions and said, "This is for a YouTube video. No questions off limits, parentheses, unless it's cruel, end parentheses." And I think that is a fascinating thing to include, the parentheses part of it all, because I'm one, you don't really define what cruel is, so I think that's probably pretty subjective, especially considering Amberlynn thinks most things said about her are cruel or mean. And that's not to say that she doesn't get cruel and mean comments, because I'm 100% sure she does. I fully would believe that she does get them, but I'm just what do you think this is gonna do? You think this is also gonna stop people from sending those comments? I hardly doubt it. And I'm also just realistically, I don't think anybody expects you to answer every single question that you get. I do believe she probably gets hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of questions when she does these things. I think probably why she's including it is that when she does Q&As on her channel, she frequently gets told, you're answering all of these easy questions and not the hard questions. And I wonder if she's not putting this disclaimer here to be well, I'm not going to answer the hard questions because they were unnecessarily cruel. So, I don't know. I just think it's silly. And it's just yeah, I would also some parameters for what Amberlynn defines as cruel. I would like to know a little bit more about that, because that would help me understand what questions she is or isn't answering. But I automatically, and I think most people at this point automatically just assume that she's not answering all of the questions, and she's certainly not answering ones that are really gonna make her hold herself accountable for anything, and she's certainly gonna answer whatever questions serve the narrative that she wants to talk about, whatever storyline she wants to talk about. So I do think it's interesting that she's let's talk about my weight gain. I did get a comment that was said something along the lines of are we just gonna ignore Amberlynn's weight gain? And I know in her last vlog, a lot of people were talking about how they felt like she noticeably looked heavier than she did previously. I am not the kind of person that's looking at side-by-side images of Amberlynn. I very rarely talk about her weight unless she's talking about her weight herself, right? I only usually bring it up if she's bringing it up, and so I'm not the kind of girly pop that's out here, looking at screenshots from one of her videos and comparing it to the next. That's not me trying to be the morality police or anything like that. It's just like personally not something I'm interested in doing. I will talk about it now because apparently that's what this video is about. Like apparently we are going to talk about her weight gain. And I do think it's a relevant conversation to have in the context of her now dating somebody who has a history online of being a feeder. Like I do understand why people are talking about it. I do understand why people are like comparing and making notes and things like that. So I get why this is a conversation we're having. So I am curious that that's the direction she wants to go with this video. I'm curious about all of her decisions in regards to the things she's choosing to talk about in a world where she knows the internet thinks that her girlfriend knows that her girlfriend is a feeder. I'm fascinated that we've now had a video where she literally showed her girlfriend feeding her something, and now she's talking about weight gain. But anyways, let me shut the fuck up. Let me shut the fuck up. I haven't really talked to anybody today, so I feel like I just want to get the words out. I feel like all of this has been just built up in me, and that's why I'm rambling. But anyways, let's get to, shall we?
Hey guys, welcome to the video. So I'm looking hectic. Like, why do I have a drink right there? Oh yeah, okay, sorry, my brain just like went somewhere else completely. I had this spray sitting on my counter and I'm like, what? I don't remember taking that out, but it was literally yesterday because I accidentally dropped it and I was like, can't open that now because then it'll explode. Anyways, sometimes my...
So hectic. Also, she says she's looking hectic. Girl, you really fucking look the same as you always do, bestie, just without the makeup. She's got two looks. She's got two fucking looks. She's got put together, I did my makeup, my hair looks nice, or the opposite of that. Like, she didn't do makeup, her hair's in a poop bun, and it is what it is. Both are fine. Both are acceptable. There's nothing wrong with either. But this, like, fishing of compliments coming on, and the very first thing you say in your video is you're looking hectic. Anyways.
My brain just goes from like here to there to there to here. But I've been feeling like self-conscious with no makeup on. I don't know. It seems like whenever I don't have makeup on, people are just like, damn, you're ugly. And I'm like, okay, thank you. So obviously that makes me feel super self-conscious because I already like actually think that. And makeup does make me look better. I know. And when my hair's down and stuff, and like when my hair's up like this, people are like, oh, look, the poop bun or the depression bun. And I'm just like, no, I literally just didn't feel like wearing my hair down. Like, it's been...
Well, okay, a few things. The poop bun, depression bun, whatever, people say that because she has said multiple times in videos that if her hair is up like that, it means that she's going through it. She said that. She has said that herself. So, just so we're clear about that. And second of all, I get it. I do actually understand, like, it would make sense to be self-conscious every day about how you have to appear on camera, looking a certain type of way on camera, feeling expectations to look a certain type of way on camera. I understand that. I feel that. And also, like, you can also choose how you come to the camera. like you could, if you would feel better on camera wearing makeup and doing your hair, then take the time to wear makeup and do your hair, you know? And also, like, every time you bring attention to this, like, I feel like it just amplifies it. I mean, it's very hard. What I will give to her is, like, it's hard to work through body confidence and your image and things like that and your self-esteem and looking a certain type of way on the internet, especially when you have to get up and do this every day. And at the same time, it's like, what else are we doing today, girl? You know, if you're feeling some type of way about getting on camera without makeup on, then just put some makeup on. Like, feel confident about getting on camera and just wear some makeup. Or don't. And then just realize that, like, people are going to say that and that's fine and move on. I don't know. Some of these things I'm also just like, talk about it in therapy. I know you don't go, but these could be things you could talk about there. If you're keeping a list of things to talk about a therapist or talk about with a therapist one day, maybe add this to it.
hot here in the hundreds, and I will say it is cooling down, thankfully. So this is literally me just saying, yeah, I get it. I don't look the greatest, but I don't want to stop myself from filming just because I don't feel like wearing makeup, because I do need my face to breathe sometimes, and I really want to start filming more. So this video is obviously about my weight, because so many people are like, Amberlynn,
is this?
Your face is looking a little bit like a moon. Have you stepped on that scale?
This is only about this, so is this not the Q&A? See, I was sitting here thinking this was a Q&A, but she's literally just doing a dedicated video to talking about her weight.
And I did. I stepped on it over a month ago, and I was at my lowest weight. I was at 467. That was actually after I ended up getting cellulitis. I did not tell you guys that, but I did get cellulitis in my lymphedema leg, which does happen a few times a year, unfortunately. No matter how clean you are, it's really easy to get cellulitis in your lymphedema, especially like the first time I ever got it, I was 16. So I'm very prone to it now. And I'm telling you, when I get cellulitis, I get super sick. Like the shivers, I literally can't breathe. I have like 103 temperature. My heart's beating super fast. Like I have bad infection. I'm like puking, can't eat for days on end.
I'm just like, how many listen, I don't know a lot about cellulitis. I really don't. I imagine doing like literally anything to address her health would help with that. I would think, I would hope, I would want that for her. And she seems so just like content. Is that true about cellulitis? That like you just get it no matter what, like there's nothing you can do about it? I was trying to think, because like I know I had a family member that had cellulitis once, and I feel like it was like a one-off thing. Like I don't think I've ever heard about that family member of mine getting cellulitis again since then. So I'm just like, that doesn't seem like that has to be the way it is. Like, it seems like there should be something you can do to help prevent it in the future. Like, I want to Google, is there a way to prevent cellulitis? To help prevent the recurrent episode of cellulitis, keep skin clean and well moisturized. And then this is the AI overview from old Google. I don't know how I feel about that as a concept, by the way, but like, since I'm not an investigative journalist of the world, we're just looking very quickly so we can keep the reaction going. But it says, yes, there are ways to reduce the risk of getting cellulitis, a bacterial infection in the skin. Practice good hygiene, wash your hands often, especially when treating treating wounds on skin conditions. Keep skin clean and moisturized. Use lotion on dry or cracked skin. Protect cuts and scrapes. Wear gloves when working outside or when cuts and scrapes are likely. And wear protective footwear. I don't think going outside is probably the problem for Amberlynn. Manage conditions that increase the risk. So if you have eczema, athlete's foot, leg ulcers, or lymphedema, make sure they're well damaged. I can't read. Well managed. So that's interesting, because that would suggest that, if you have lymphedema, like she said, you're at higher risk. And if y'all know, she did go to a lymphedema specialist when she still lived in Kentucky, and the lymphedema specialist gave her ways to help manage her lymphedema, which included, considering the things she ate, eating lower carb, things like that. So that's interesting. It says trim your nails carefully and lose weight. If you are overweight, losing weight can redisc. Why I thought today would be the day to come on here and try to read words from the internet. Losing weight can reduce your risk of cellulitis. So anyways, that was from the AI-generated Google search responses, which honestly, if it works for Amberlynn, then I think it works for me in this situation. Because Amberlynn's always Googling and taking whatever it says at the top and asking old ChatGPT AI to answer her questions and things like that. So it's interesting that she seems so resigned to this concept that like she just has to live with cellulitis and there's nothing she can do about it. Because it seems like there very much is something she could do about it,
Cellulitis, I think I was a good like 475. So lost some weight. I always gain weight back like super quickly after I have cellulitis.
Oh, is it?
I don't know what it is, but
it's the cellulitis' fault, not you dating a feeder. It's the cellulitis' fault.
It really happens. And then on top of that, I stopped semaglutide. If you don't know what that is, it's pretty much Ozempic.
I do
For
know
a lot
what that
of
is,
people,
yeah.
especially people my size, like when you stop taking it, like you're gonna gain your weight back 9 times out of 10. So I knew my appetite was coming back, and I was feeling it at the full swing of things.
Oh, I'm sure.
I literally had never felt hungrier in my life, and I was like,
oh, I'm sure.
Wow, this feels very reminiscent because I have done Ozempic before. And afterwards, from my memory, I was like, I gained a lot of weight back the first like 3 to 4 weeks after I quit taking it. So I had to go back and I looked, and I was right. I literally went and watched old vlogs. I ended up gaining 30 pounds in 3 weeks. It was a little over 3 weeks.
And so first of all, what we've had so far is it was the cellulitis' fault that she gained weight, and now it's also the semaglutide's fault that she gained weight. Nothing to do with herself or her feeder girlfriend. It's these things that are out of her control, which also, like, the cellulitis, not even necessarily, maybe potentially not out of her control.
4 weeks. 30 pounds the first time I quit Ozempic. That was like 2 years ago, I'd say. Like, that's hectic. That's a lot of weight.
Hectic.
So when I saw that...
Also, fuck her for this hectic word, guys. I don't know if I've referenced... I have a friend... he's my husband's partner. I really need to not record today. My husband's partner. He's my friend's husband and also my friend. And he will like text when he knows that I'm with his husband. He will text his husband things about like literally yesterday I was hanging out with my friend and we took a photo of all of us and our softball team together, and he sent it to his husband, and his husband responded back, "That looks hectic." Like, and so I'm just so annoyed. I refuse to let this be a part of my vernacular. I just don't. I picked up too many things from Amberlynn. Ironically, I can't bring hectic into it. I just can't do it this time.
And I was like seeing the comments where people were like, "Girl, you're bigger than ever." And it's like, I noticed my weight gain a little bit, especially like in my face and like in my stomach area. So then I started getting into my head and I was like, oh my god, have I gained 30 pounds like what happened last time? So anyways,
have you?
I did step on the scale today and I did gain weight. It is correct. I've gained 17 pounds. And
wild.
It's not 30. It's not 30 in 3 weeks, but it is 17 in about 5 weeks, which is kind of hectic. I'm not gonna lie. It's so weird. When I gain weight, it usually is hardcore stored in my legs at first, but for some reason, it's in my face. I don't know. Full moon tonight is definitely happening. I'm not gonna lie to you. So my initial reaction was, wow, I'm really proud that
all these moon references, I kind of feel like it would be iconic if she had done this video wearing that, like, moon phase shirt that she likes to wear sometimes. And it's also interesting, she does sometimes like to try to reclaim, like, the negative things that people say about her, which I love as a concept. I've reclaimed the thing about me looking like a frail yet slightly overweight elderly lesbian. Like, I like a little reclamation every once in a while, but she's really leaning into the moon thing today.
I didn't actually gain 30 pounds. I only gained 17, but it's like, that's not a victory. That's not.
Sure
like,
isn't.
I didn't gain weight at all. But like, I knew stopping semaglutide deep down, it was gonna happen because it happened last time. So I did flirt with the idea of actually going back on semaglutide.
I'm obsessed with her being like, I knew it wasn't gonna work because it didn't work the last time. You have to know that's how she thinks about every single weight loss thing she ever tries then, if that's the case. What's the point of even starting it up if you know you're not gonna follow through with it?
I was like, it wasn't really working. It worked for the first few weeks, not for the second. Like, when I doubled my dose, it was like my body was like, nah, we ain't gonna actually...
You didn't even give it time!
So with semaglutide, which is pretty much Ozempic, it helps with, like, your appetite when it comes to, like, down here. Your down here appetite. I'm explaining this for dummies because it's how it had to be explained.
Your down here appetite makes me think about, like, I love the song Guess, and I love the version featuring Billie Eilish. and it's all about like guessing what underwear somebody's wearing, and it's a lot of sexual references to the down there hungriness. But I know she's talking about her stomach and not her vagina, but that's all I can think about. Her crumble cookie is hungry. It's hungry.
So it's how I can explain it the best. But there is another weight loss injection, which is MOUNJARO.
Are we going to MOUNJARO?
Compounded version or off-brand version or whatever it's called. Starts with a T. I'm not quite remembering it right now, but it helps with the receptors down here. But
she's gonna go through every fucking weight loss injection before this is all said and done, isn't she? Is this her telling us she's about to start MOUNJARO?
In your brain. And that's one I've never done before. So my girlfriend Tommy was like, try that. Like, try that instead.
Not her saying Tommy told her. Things I don't believe for 500, Alex. Because that is... I do not believe that old Tommy Salami. That is her trying to rebrand Tommy Salami. Get out of here, AMBERLYNN. Get the fuck out of here. That is a goofy.
Because that is another option, because I was like, semaglutide's not working. Like, and when I first wanted to quit semaglutide, she was like, don't. Keep going, keep going. My mom was like, don't. Keep going, keep going. And I was like, I'm not gonna listen to anyone but myself. But now
Wait. Was she even dating Tommy when she stopped semaglutide? I mean, I know she must have been, because a lot of people were speculating that Tommy Salami was the reason that she quit semaglutide. Which, like, I'm not convinced still to this day, I guess, if you were dating her at the time. Like, I would have to think that she had something to do with it. AMBERLYNN is really trying to be out here getting us to rebrand and think about Tommy in some kind of other way. Nah, girl, we're not going to forget that she is your emotional support feeder. Please be serious.
Now that I'm realizing, like, I gained my weight back so fast. That's not what I want for my life. Like, I don't want to gain weight. That's not what I want. I like having better mobility. I like having better stamina. I like being able to move more and be more fluid in my movement. And I like going out and then doing things. And I don't like my face to look so puffy. So my girlfriend was like, how would I try MOUNJARO with you? And I was like, you literally don't need it. Like, you literally don't. So no, thank you. I appreciate the support.
What? I am sick to death of this storyline she's trying to sell about Tommy pushing her to take MOUNJARO to the extent that Tommy has offered to also take MOUNJARO with her. Please be serious. I'm begging you. And also, just as like AMBERLYNN trying to package Tommy the same way she packages every new girlfriend, where she's like, nobody's ever been this supportive of me. She's so supportive. Look, she's even willing to take MOUNJARO with me, even though she is such a skinny legend and doesn't need it. Please. Why is this so funny to me? It shouldn't be funny. It should be real serious, but I mean, I guess that's just the state of where things are with AMBERLYNN. It's just like, if you start thinking about any of it too seriously, it's sad. It really is.
Do you want to eat healthier with me or like count calories? Like, sure, but I don't want her to like go on a whole ass medicine just to support me, because I feel like she can do that in like several different ways and like actually start.
That's also crazy. That's also crazy to offer your support in a way that means you're taking some kind of like prescribed medicine. First of all, I'm sure you have to get like approved for that, but also that's crazy. This is just wild.
Medication, because that's a lot, but I just thought that was sweet of her. So me going back on a weight loss injection is definitely something I am really truly thinking about, because I think I need it. Gaining weight, it's what I do. Like, you guys saw the first video I've ever posted. Since then, I'm up like 120 pounds. My name's AMBERLYNN, and I wanted to start
the throwback.
A YouTube channel for weight loss. I see a lot of videos of other people doing it, and it's so motivating. And last time I weighed in was, I think about a week ago. I was at 368 or something like that. I'm probably probably a little higher now. I'll be weighing in tomorrow.
The snake bites, and then when she bit on her lip, like, crazy. It was kind of giving crumble cookie.
And I can make a video stating my weigh-in. My highest weight was 420, but that's my known weight, so it could be even higher than that. It just seems like every single diet that I do, if I am successful on it, I'm successful, but then the minute I stop it, I gain back weight, gain back even more weight, and it's just been a vicious cycle my whole life, like literally since I was 11. It's just something I've constantly struggled with.
If we're looking to add things to the list of things you could talk to your therapist about, that would be one of them. That would absolutely be one of them.
Now is literally just get back to the basics. I'm just gonna count calories, like calories in, calories out. It's literally that simple.
It's
sometimes
that simple.
I'm gonna allow myself what I want to eat.
It's never been that simple for Amberlynn Reed, but it's allegedly that simple, yeah.
Have a calorie goal of how much I want to eat in a day. So what does that mean for like my channel and what do you expect? I'm gonna update you guys randomly, maybe do some what I ate today videos, some weigh-in videos. I'm just gonna adjust as I go. Whether that be with my calories, what I'm eating, the type of content I want to put up on my channel. It's very Amberlynn coded. Go with the flow. But one thing for sure, I'm not giving up.
Amberlynn coded is not necessarily go with the flow. It's go with whatever is easiest for you at the time. It's go with whatever requires the least amount of effort for Amberlynn Reed at the time. That's Amberlynn coded, which is what this is giving. That is what this is giving.
Up on the weight loss, not giving up on my YouTube channel. Like, you guys, so many of you are like, Amberlynn, you're my comfort. That's where I know to go when I just need like similarity in my life, which, you know, I'll take that as a compliment, but that really just means that I haven't changed much. Like, my content, always been the same. My weight loss journey's always been the same. I do like being people's comfort, like, in that way. That means a lot. But sometimes I'm like, do I need to switch it up a little bit? And I don't know how I would. Actually.
That's not what people mean when they say that, I don't think. I don't think that's what people mean when they talk about YouTubers being, like, a comfort channel or things like that. I don't think.
But if you guys have some advice, definitely let me know. I actually literally have no idea what I'm talking about at this point. I'm kind of like rambling. There's a siren going on outside. I think it's a cue that I need to end my video. I hope that you guys enjoyed and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
Bye. Well, would you look at that? Would you look at that? I guess I just don't really have a lot to add to it. The rebranding of Tommy Salami is crazy though. She's really putting in the work to be like, Tommy is great. She totally doesn't want to feed me. She totally wants me to lose all kinds of weight. And Amberlynn is putting in that work. She said, I want this girlfriend to be here for at least a little bit, so I need y'all to not view her as a feeder, even though I don't know that there's anything Amberlynn could do at this point. And on top of that, she literally just got done showing us a video where Tommy was literally feeding her a cherry. And also, centered this whole video around how she's essentially gained weight while being in a relationship with Tommy. She's ready to blame the Semaglutide, the cellulitis, the whoever, whatever, but won't blame herself or Tommy for that. So, things that I just think are interesting. Anyways, that's all I have for today. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you did and you're brand new to my channel, consider subscribing down below. Hit the bell button so you get a notification every single time I post a new video. Leave me a comment, hit like, click share, and follow me on all my social media. I had so much fun today. I hope you did too, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!